Thank you very much. Thank you. Just wait until everything starts up. Yeah. So welcome. Today I'm going to be talking about AI experimentation and the shores of digital upskilling. So it gives me great pleasure to be here today and to have been asked to be part of this wonderful HR summit. I'd like to extend a thank to Pinar Kotsal, to Crenbo HR and Web Razzia for the invite, and welcome you all warmly to my session on AI experimentation and the shores of digital upskilling. So let me introduce myself. My name is Lauren Hawker-Zafer, and I lead the training and education efforts at Squirrel, a successful Swiss AI software company. Before moving to Squirrel, over a year and a half ago, I spent many years teaching, developing digital learning products and academic content for various clients globally. And my world has been a tech-fueled scale for as long as I can remember. It is, however, my educational background in corpus linguistics that made my recent transition into AI, machine learning, and data an extremely natural and wonderfully fitting one. What many people don't always have the opportunity to see is how applicable AI is driven by language. Now, as both an educator and change champion, I spend a lot of my time supporting our clients with the vast opportunities and natural challenges that accompany digital transformation and the use of obviously emerging technologies. Now, creating a fertile ground for transformation and innovation to happen start with resources, human resources, and obviously their familiarity and confidence around and with the digital. Successful change really happens when we focus on the humans that make and that will make this change happen. So for this reason, I'd like to invite you into my world today and to reflect on digital transformation, artificial intelligence, and the ever-evolving necessity for companies to really help sail their workforces from skillless shores of digital immaturity to the shores of digital upskilling and AI experimentation. Now, I could tell you about the awards and recognition that we've received at Squirrel over the past couple of years, but seeing as we as human beings are very visual creatures and visual beings, I've decided to display a few of them here on the screen. Now, Squirrel itself was based and grown out of one simple insight. Enterprise data is broken. 99% of all enterprise data generated is never used beyond its primary use. And to use an analogy, I would say it's like buying a new company car, driving this car from the dealer to the company, and then literally throwing away the key. It's simply a bad investment. Yet this is what most companies, and this is how most companies actually deal with data today. It remains siloed, it remains unused, and Squirrel addresses exactly this. It brings all data sources, structured, unstructured, together and uses AI to turn the data into actionable and smart insights. Now, through a combination, and I would say the power of AI with the imagination and the integrity and intuition of humans, Squirrel is really changing how people work. And it's this thinking and planning for the future with imagination and wisdom that has brought us to be a Gartner visionary and allowed and enabled this placement on the Magic Quadrant. So let me ask you, the audience, a question now, one that you can reflect on yourself. Why is it important that we, as part of a workforce and leaders of workforces, know about, understand, and use these types of technologies? Did you come up with an answer? So let me help you a little bit. Over the past few years, we have attentively observed the ways in which emerging technologies are dramatically reshaping industries. And many have witnessed this fourth industrial revolution with praise, and others obviously through a gaze of skepticism. But with trillions of dollars being spent on digital transformation in organizations in 2020 alone, all eyes seem to be drawn to the anatomy of these transformations and what components are actually key for these transformations to be an immediate and a progressive success. Now, digital transformation obviously means different things to different people, and also at different stages. It doesn't always mean the same thing at the same time. And for me, quite frankly, that's okay. I personally define digital transformation as a journey of changes that incorporate digital services and people to transform the way business is connected and challenges are approached. However, what is important is that true transformation only happens when both technology and people are incorporated and understood. Understanding the demographics, and nowadays in a workforce, we work for much less time, and we have multiple demographics. We work 1 generational, 2 generational, 3 generational, 4 generational, and these impacts of the technology and human experiences are crucial. So it's in this transgression, and with the focus, we can say that it's never been more important to realise that a lack of digital skills and literacy will damage an organisation's bottom line. It'll damage their customer experiences, how their customers interact with their products at labour markets, and unwillingly leave a lot of workforces stranded without the oars that they need to steer their own success as empowered individuals on a dramatically changing shoreline. And again, I'd like to keep you engaged in this conversation, and I want you to ask yourself and to reflect on these points as well. How are your own experiences and attitudes to the digital, be it positive or negative, affecting your own digital maturity and ability to confidently engage in conversations and opportunities? And where and how does learning and unlearning fit into the equation above that I've just highlighted? A lot of analysts, McKinsey in particular, they speak about the necessity for digital savvy leaders and for organizations to offer programs that develop skills to be able to coach others into new ways of working and new ways of thinking to accompany this industrial revolution. Maybe take a minute to think and realize your own opinion around this. Now, I know it's profound, but let me let you into a secret too. To be digitally mature and to immerse yourself in this revolution, you don't have to be technical. You don't have to code. You don't need to know how to script or to speak IT to be able to understand AI and machine learning. One of the core technologies that is sailing this ship in this fourth industrial revolution. So let me show you and guide you into this secret. Nocode AI. What was once considered an impossible endeavor by many is fanatically becoming a favorite chosen in many fields. There's the removal of traditional scripting and coding and all the prerequisites that used to align with an entry into the digital world. With this, citizen data scientists like myself, like yourself, are experimenting with no-code AI to help really close these digital and technical literacy gaps, as well as, and this is extremely important, bridging business and technical mindsets. The whole movement of exploring AI and experimenting with these fundamentals and fundaments is providing the non-technical and digitally curious with the oxygen to really line the shores of democratization in the field. It's making the field accessible, and it's something that promotes an upskilling and healthy curiosity about the digital. The solution, as I've mentioned, presents itself as a golden key in the quest to make an AI affordable, accessible, understandable and rewarding. Now, depending on the industry that you are in, no-code AI can be used for a number of things. It can be used for automating processes or providing risk insights. It can provide investment insights if you're in the financial sector, help decision-making and recruitment processes, and also something that's been highly talked about, really ensure that fair promotion is happening and inclusive diversity in workplaces. It can be used for data analytics, customer service insights, chatbots. There's so much more that it offers the experimental opportunity to pursue. And with our no-code AI solution at Squirrel, the Squirrel AI Studio, you get the chance as well to develop artificial intelligence and machine learning models through a really user-friendly and visual interface in just 5 steps. Understanding applicable AI has really never been so easy. So our own journey throughout this talk, and it is about the shores of digital upskilling, has taken us to opportunity. And with the introduction as to what I'm highlighting here, it's just an exemplification that the Squirrel AI Studio displays how accessible AI experimentation is. And it encourages you as well to sail the waters of experimentation, to experiment with AI. Use this no-code solution, another opportunity to really try to start to understand what AI is and how machine learning models are built. Identify opportunity for you and for others and start to really bridge the digital skill gap of your workforce. Because what I'd like you to remember is, apart from this discussion, is that as the educator Benjamin Bloom quite rightly outlines in one of his educational taxonomies, to change, to innovate, we have to know and, most importantly, understand first. And heading over to learn.squirrel.com, you can climb on board and you can try everything out for free. You can build your own machine learning models and learn to understand what machine learning really is and how simple and incredibly inspiring it can all be. I want to thank you for your presence here today, for your good vibes and your participation as well in reflecting on the questions that I posed for reflection. It really was an honour, and I look forward to welcome you in any shape and form in the future as well. Thank you.